Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of MissFlips. In today's episode, we are making over this pretty little thing right here. I got it from Goodwill for the price tag no longer on it. I think it was like $8, maybe. Anyways, it was super cheap, super affordable, so we are going to be doing this one for free today. It is the holiday season, so we are going to make it over, make it look nice and fresh, and give it away to someone who needs it. In today's video, we are going to be using Dwil paint. It is a water-based furniture wood paint specifically designed for furniture. So today we are going to be using their color Glade Green, and they also supplied me with this awesome paint kit. So we're going to be using all of their supplies and following all the directions on furniture preparation and application of the product. But before we get more into the product, let's check out the piece that we're going to be working on today. I got this piece for $7 and it's in all right shape. There's lots of dings everywhere and it is very outdated as far as its style goes. The quality isn't honestly all that great, it's just particle board, but it has nothing but potential, so we're just gonna give it a quick makeover with some Dwil paint and save another outdated piece from the landfill. So first off, we are starting off by taking the hardware and then moving on to cleaning the entire piece. But before we get to cleaning, I'm just gonna remove a lot of these outdated bits here and then kind of rearrange everything to give it a new fresh look. For the base, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just using an old piece of pressed board that I had laying around from another piece that I was working on, and I'm just cutting out a simple shape. It's just to give it a little bit of a dimension and hide the bottom a little bit more. Once the piece was cut, I went in with my nail gun and put it into place and then filled all the holes with wood filler. While the wood filler was drying, I went ahead and checked out what was in the kit. It's really cool. They actually supply you with basically everything that you would need to apply the paint. No matter what technique you're using, be it rolling, brushing, spraying, they supply you with basically everything that you would need, which I thought was really cool and very convenient. This, is obviously to tape off places that you don't want to spray in case you're spraying. And then it came with rubber gloves, which honestly, I was a little too late to discover. I have paint all over my hands. So, anyways, it came with a roller with a really nice foam rolling pad, and then it also came with a brush that had honestly the softest bristles that I have ever touched in my life. It also came with 2 pieces of 360 grit sandpaper, as well as a roll of tape to tape off any areas that you don't want painted. So as per the instructions on the container, I started off by cleaning the piece and then going in with the 360 grit sandpaper that was provided, and then sanded the entire surface just to get rid of that slick finish so that the paint would have something to adhere to. Once the entire piece was sanded down, I went in with a damp cloth and wiped off all of the sanding debris and made sure that none of it would get into the paint. So let's check out the colors that we got. We got dark gray, glade green, and the ivory white. First off, this is the ivory white. I love the color. It's just a little bit of like a creamy color. And then this is the gray that they gave me. It's gorgeous, just a classic gray. And then this is the color that we will be using today. This is the Glade Green, and I honestly think that it will go great for this style. The color is really in right now, so I thought, let's do it. For the application of this paint, we're going to start off with the brush, but then I'm also going to show you guys how it applies with the sprayer and the roller. So we're starting off with the brush here on the drawer front. I genuinely love this brush. It's probably my new favorite brush, and you know, it's just a standard brush that they have in their kit. It's genuinely so good, better than Zebra, and I'm secretly, you know, I'm kind of an affiliate for them, so don't tell them I said that. But honestly, it's so good. It is so nice, and the paint goes on so well. I didn't experience any problems with it at all. It's so nice and smooth and buttery, and yeah, I can't wait to show you guys the finish. And this isn't important or anything, but look at this brush. I just cleaned it. No paint residue at all. Fantastic. Anyways, let's move on to rolling, shall we? I really liked this roller because, I don't know, there's just something about the sponge that just let you have a little bit more control over how much paint you put on. And for this particular paint, it does say to apply 2 to 3 thin coats. And honestly, with the brush, I think I went a little overboard and put a little too thick of a coat on initially. But this roller really allows you to control the thickness of your coats, which I really liked. Not to mention, it doesn't leave any texture behind, which I was really surprised by. Usually the foam rollers, or any kind of rollers really, they leave some sort of roller texture, but the paint or the foam roller, whatever technology they use for either of these products, it really just ended up really flat, smooth, and better than any other roller that I've ever used. It was honestly very great. For the spraying, I just poured in the leftover paint that I had from rolling and got to it. As with any paint while you're spraying, I do recommend thinning it out, probably about a 10% ratio of water to paint. You always want to make sure that your paint is thin enough to go through the sprayer and not be really splotchy, but also not so thin that you start getting a lot of drips and you don't have control over how much you apply. This paint is compared to chalk paint as far as how it is water-based and then also doesn't necessarily need a primer to be put onto wood, but this is specifically designed for wood furniture. This paint is also good for outdoors because it is an exterior paint and interior paint all in one, so it's really perfect for kind of any project that you have. This paint is also water resistant, which I think makes it a little bit better than chalk paint because a lot of chalk paints that I've used at least tend to wipe off when you try to clean them or wipe them down. So this paint is genuinely really good and I definitely am going to be using it in the future. So here is after one coat. It is so smooth and so buttery, and honestly the coverage is really nice. The brush, you can see a little bit of the brush strokes on there, but honestly, I feel like that was just me applying it a little too thick, getting a little too eager. It has a little bit of brush strokes in there as far as like what you can see through, but all in all, the coverage is still really good even without spraying. I don't know whether or not this smooth finish says a lot about the brush or the paint or both. But honestly, this is probably the smoothest finish I've ever gotten from any paint, as far as brushing goes at least. The roller, in my opinion, was the most kind of splotchy, I guess. You can just definitely see the wood through here. And yeah, so it didn't get the best coverage out of the 3, but still really good coverage. And honestly, I think that is specifically because you can kind of control a little bit more with a roller how much paint you put on. And so the coats were just very thin with the roller. I did get the smoothest finish with the roller, however, I did want to try out this tape here, so I decided to spray the rest of the second coat with the sprayer instead, just so I could try out this stuff. I've never used this type of coverage before. I don't know what you call these things, these plastic wraps. So I decided to try it out, and it was really easy and very convenient. But we are wrapping up here, my friends, so if you would like to try Dwil products, make sure to check out the description below. I have all the links right there for you guys, and until next time, stay flippin'!